Chapter
NK Books.
821, The Brute. Lu Waimong held a blade of grass between her lips and carelessly said, "So Fong, do you think the Zhao brothers might have escaped the case?" "Waimong, your vocabulary is growing." No Tin Noyet teased with a hand over her mouth. Lu Waimong pouted, angrily shouted, "What are you saying? I am still a student." "But I heard your sister say you sleep in class every day." No Tin Noyet sneered. She was talking nonsense. Lu Waimong blushed and looked away. No Tin Noyet put an arm on her shoulder, laughing, "Is that true?" "Cough, maybe, it could be." Lu Waimong laughed awkwardly. "Van Han is gifted, but she works very hard." So Fong said gently. He often saw her light on at midnight, heard her murmuring notes. "I will work hard too." Lu Waimong said shyly. "I know, just saying." No Tin Noyet shook her head. "Ugh." Lu Waimong was speechless. A rustling sound arose. Bushes ahead shook suddenly, making the three halt. "What is it?" No Tin Noyet froze, hid behind So Fong. "Do not fear, I will protect you." Lu Waimong drew an arrow, lifted her bow. So Fong frowned, felt no danger, gently said, "Do not tense up." Again rustling, a beast with grayback fur ran out. "Ah, striped skunk." Lu Waimong sighed in relief, though infamous it was no predator. "Not really a skunk." No Tin Noyet whispered. So Fong nodded, "Indeed, it is a honey badger." "Ah, the crew cut one." So Fong laughed, its fame spread wide. The honey badger, called crew cut, males about 98 centimeters long, females about 91. Fur black with gray back, coarse and loose, life up to 24 years. It has some title. Lu Waimong recalled. Then she brightened, "Yes, that is it. Honey badger looks cute, but dares challenge lions, tigers, wolves. Thus called the most fearless animal. It is smart, finds enemy weakness, even uses tools. It resists snake venom, can eat a 2-meter snake in 15 minutes. Tea. It swayed, black eyes fixed on them. Strange cry, like telling us to die." Lu Waimong judged. "It wants to attack." So Fong said. Indeed it rushed at his thigh. "Today you picked the wrong foe." So Fong laughed, kicked it flying. Bang! It rolled then charged again. So Fong kicked again, sighed, "Truly fierce." Tea. It leapt once more. Annoying. So Fong grimaced, stepped on it, grabbed its neck. Tea. It struggled, claws flailing. So Fong scolded, "Never strike the face. So fierce." No Tin Noyet said, "It looked like a farm dog but far wilder." Lu Waimong tilted her head, "Can it be eaten?" "You want to eat it?" So Fong asked. "No, just looking makes me lose appetite." Lu Waimong shook her head. "Then keep it as guard." So Fong smiled. "Makes sense." He nodded, glanced at the struggling beast, laughed, "You are lucky, go now." He threw it into bushes. They walked on, but rustling came again. Tea. It rushed at So Fong. Such a strange animal. No Tin Noyet said. Tea. It charged again without fear. "Brute, get lost." Lu Waimong shouted. Tea. It shifted aim to her. "Do not tangle me," So Fong chase it away. Lu Waimong cried, knowing her bow useless. "No, I changed mind, if tamed it suits guarding." So Fong laughed, amazed at its stubbornness. Lu Waimong asked, "Tame it?" "Such a dumb beast." "Leave it to me." So Fong smiled. "Then be careful, else even a rabbit will pity you." Lu Waimong warned. Chapter 822, Kingly Aura. Just do it your way." Lu Yimeng muttered. Wu Tingyu played with the short-haired dogs for using a twig and asked, "So what now? Should we go back first?" "No need, just tie it with a rope." Sua Feng said softly. "Need me to help?" Lu Yimeng took out a rope from the bamboo basket. "Then hold it tight," Lu Yimeng reminded. "How do I tie it? I fear it will bite free." She hesitated with the rope. Sua Feng tilted his head slightly, guiding, wrap from the back around its belly, then around the neck once, pass between its two front legs, finally secure it. From the back around the belly. Lu Yimeng muttered while working, "Its fur is stiff, hard to handle." "Ta. The dog struggled, but Sua Feng's strength was overwhelming, it could not escape. "Done." Lu Yimeng tied another knot to prevent escape. Sua Feng released and placed it on the ground. Ta. It fought, scratching the rope. Sua Feng tapped its head, scolding with a smile, "Behave, you brought this on yourself." Lu Yimeng poked its belly with a bow, laughing, "Hee hee, let's see you go now, be good and follow us home." "Give me the meat." Sua Feng pulled the rope. "Here." Lu Yimeng quickly handed salted meat. Sua Feng tapped its head, put the meat before it, scolding, "Quiet, eat and calm down." Ta. It roared angrily but soon lost spirit, gnawing the meat. "This hideout is turning into a zoo." Lu Yimeng sighed. Sua Feng chuckled, "That's something Yun Han would say." "Ka-keek." It gulped the meat, then crazily lunged again. "Ungrateful wolf." Sua Feng sighed, pulling the rope. Books. "Give it a name." Wu Tingyu smiled. "Call it Mad Dog, or Brute." Lu Yimeng blurted. "Brute?" Sua Feng laughed, then nodded, "Fine, Brute suits it well." Ta. Brute fought again. "Be still." Sua Feng frowned, his domineering aura burst forth. Instantly, Brute lay flat, not moving. Lu Yimeng poked its back, shocked, "Ah? What happened?" "Just tired." Sua Feng replied, pulling the rope, Brute trembling but following. "Sua Feng, what did you do? Why so obedient?" Wu Tingyu asked. Sua Feng tossed more meat, shrugging innocently, "What could I do? Hee hee, I guess Brute is subdued by your kingly aura." Lu Yimeng teased. "What did you say?" Sua Feng twitched, "Kingly aura?" "Cough, let's move, before dark." Lu Yimeng changed the topic. Sua Feng gritted teeth. Wu Tingyu covered her mouth, laughing, her graceful figure swaying. The three walked on, Brute obediently beside Sua Feng, pressured by his aura. Time passed, the sun high, early afternoon. "Let's rest here, then head back." Sua Feng set down the basket. "All right." Lu Yimeng nodded, murmuring, "We circled far yet saw no Zhao brothers, did they flee? If a thief does not run, only a fool remains." Sua Feng laughed. "Then why patrol?" Lu Yimeng asked. "To test luck." Sua Feng answered. He smiled faintly, used to her noisy nature. Elsewhere, thorn bushes enclosed the yard, Yun Han and others soaked in the pool. "So comfortable." Nan Ruyu sighed. Nan Xingyu pinched her nose, naive, "But the smell is bad." They had just fertilized the garden, reeking, so bathed. "You will get used to it." Yun Han smiled. "Strong but still stinky." Lu Yichu raised a thumb. "Sua Feng not back yet?" Yun Han smiled, relaxing on the float. "Guess what surprise he brings?" Lu Yichu teased. Yun Han snapped fingers, "Maybe another zoo member." "Makes sense." Lu Yichu nodded, judging by past experience. "Likely back by dusk." Yun Han complained playfully. Splash. She climbed out, wrung her hair, letting it fall, holding a stick to dry tapioca starch. Let it sun more to dry well. Yun Han said. So much tapioca will last us long. Nan Ruyu giggled. Yun Han pouted, if only not stolen. No way. Jia Wei Ding said calmly, if Zhao brothers dared come, she would kick them off. Sister Wei Ding, do not stir trouble, better let Sua Feng handle, your identity is special. Yun Han quickly reminded. Jia Wei Ding only came to train. Martial arts, if involved, all here would be expelled. I know. She sighed helplessly. Chapter 823, No Peace. Ta. Inside the wooden house, Van Han looked toward the gate, her brows furrowed as she asked suspiciously, Sister Thursday, do you hear that strange sound? They were about to store the sago in a jar and carry it upstairs. Really? Lu Wai Thursday listened carefully, but heard nothing unusual. I think I heard it too. Nan Nu Nok added. Indeed, right after, a shout came from outside, Sister, we are back, open the gate quickly. It really is. Lu Wai Thursday clapped her hands and stood up. Van Han and the Nan sisters hurried excitedly to the gate, carefully avoided the traps, then worked together to open it. Ta. The first thing they saw was the rough beast, then came So Fong and the others. Ah! Why did you bring a striped skunk back? Van Han stepped back a few steps, instinctively covering her nose. Lu Waimong explained, no, this is a honey badger. Honey badger? Another kind of skunk? Van Han asked in a muffled voice while holding her nose. A honey badger is not a skunk. So Fong pulled the rope to calm it down. Phew! Van Han breathed out, muttering, so it is a honey badger. She stepped aside and said gently, come in first. Under the curious gaze of the girls, So Fong led the beast into the yard. Ta. As soon as it entered, it noticed the rabbits in their cage and pulled the rope, wanting to rush over. Caught it to kill or to raise? Van Han asked curiously. Ahem, it is for guarding the house. So Fong coughed lightly. As expected. Van Han pursed her lips, thinking their zoo had a new species. Exactly as Van Han guessed. Nan Nu Nok whispered. Lu Wai Thursday squatted down, waving a stick in front of the beast, doubtful, it looks fierce, but can it really guard the house? Let it be, I will tame it. So Fong held the rope, stopping it from going to the rabbit cage. Wild dog, keep an eye on it, do not let the rabbits or deer suffer. Van Han crossed her arms and spoke softly. So Fong nodded, understood. Should we give it a name? Nan Nu Nok asked with interest. Lu Waimong teased, hee, it already has a name, just call it second brother. Van Han suddenly asked, by the way, did you find brother Zhao? No, we searched everywhere but could not. Lu Waimong shook her head helplessly. All right, you rest, I will prepare dinner. Van Han kindly took the bamboo basket from So Fong's back, then went upstairs. Ta. Quiet now. So Fong pressed his hand down, making the beast lie still. Lu Waimong sighed, So Fong, only you can handle it. Nan Tan Nok asked curiously, how to arrange it? Tie the deer in the barn, then use the cage to confine the honey badger. Before taming, it must be locked. So Fong pointed at the big wooden cage. Okay, I will lead the deer away. Lu Waimong acted at once. So Fong, though it looks fierce, with such a body, can it guard the house? Lu Wai Thursday doubted. So Fong turned confidently, do not underestimate it, even leopards or tigers may not defeat it. Indeed, in some documentaries, honey badgers fought back against lions or leopards, rare but real. That strong? Lu Wai Thursday was amazed. Of course. So Fong put the beast into the cage and locked it quickly. Crack crack. The beast scratched the fence non-stop, trying to escape. Stay calm, food will come soon. So Fong tapped the cage. So Fong, I doubt this cage can hold it. No Tin Noyet worried. It seems difficult. So Fong felt headache and regretted bringing it back. With its bite and claws, the cage may not hold. I will watch it, you rest first. Nan Nu Nok volunteered. No need, it cannot escape for now. So Fong stroked her head, gently praising. Nan Nu Nok shook her head firmly. Better be safe, I will watch. Then I leave it to you. So Fong said warmly. It is nothing. Her cheeks flushed as she quickly sat by the cage with a stick in hand. So Fong smiled and asked, Is the sago dried? Yes, just stored in jars. Nan Ton Nok answered gently. Later we will taste the sago soup. So Fong said and went upstairs. Ta. The beast leaned on the cage, its black eyes staring at Nan Nu Nok. Do not look at me like that, I will not let you out. She pouted and knocked its claws down with a stick. Ta. It raised its claws again, biting the bars. No, behave. She glared and blocked it. Ta. It rolled in the cage, biting another spot. I said no. She followed it, blocking again. Soon one girl and one beast ran around the cage, making Nan Ton Nok nearby smile softly. Chapter 824, Crafting Sago Soup. Forget it, since it is called a brute, how could it be taught? Nan Ton Nok said with a bitter smile. No, So Fong still counts on it to guard the house. Nan Nu Nok pouted, lifted the wooden stick and kept stopping the brute from gnawing the cage. Tea. The brute changed place patiently, almost every wooden bar at the bottom was bitten. Creak. So Fong pushed the door and came down from upstairs. Seeing Nan Nu Nok's action, he could not help but laugh, then coughed and said, Cough cough, Nu Nok, just let it gnaw. No, what if it breaks free and runs? Nan Nu Nok said seriously. It cannot run away, rest assured. So Fong opened the cage and threw a piece of salted meat inside. Tea. The brute gave up gnawing, turned back and bit the meat. See, is this not an easy solution? So Fong shrugged. Yet he did not expect a quick slap in the face. The brute finished the meat in a few bites, then turned back to chew the cage. Solution? Nan Nu Nok pursed her lips softly. So Fong's mouth twitched, he released his imposing aura to threaten. The brute finally lay down quietly. Ah? Just one blare from you and it calms down? Nan Nu Nok was stunned, she only saw So Fong frown, and the brute became obedient. Truly kingly aura. Lu Wai Mong leaned on the window, teasing. Wai Mong, do you want a beating? So Fong clenched his teeth and threatened. Hee, come hit me then. Lu Wai Mong playfully pulled her eyelid. So Fong's mouth twitched, if he could he would have hit her earlier. Ha. Nan Nu Nok covered her mouth and laughed. Fine, stop staring at it, if nothing works then water it, it will surely behave. So Fong patted her head. Alright, I will try later. Nan Nu Nok replied gently. So Fong turned upstairs. Water it? Nan Nu Nok thought, then fetched a ceramic jar of water. Inside the cabin, Van Han and No Tin Noyet were studying how to make sago soup. Sago soup is troublesome, still need to form tiny balls, why not just add water to cook? No Tin Noyet suggested. Sounds reasonable, just like cooking porridge. Van Han's eyes lit up. She took a ceramic pot, poured in 2 ladles of sago and water, stirred with a wooden spoon until blended into porridge. Should be fine, just keep stirring while cooking. Van Han said. Actually it need not be so troublesome. So Fong returned. How so? Van Han asked curiously. Very simple, add potato flour, knead into dough, press through bamboo mesh, cut with knife into bits, then it becomes sago soup. He described. Normally sago soup is made with sago and cassava flour, But without cassava they used potato flour instead. Right, why did I not think of that? Van Han said amazed. Easy, just add more sago and potato flour, she said while scooping 2 ladles of potato flour and 2 of sago into the pot. No tin Noyet stirred, but it was tiring with flour. Use hands to knead, faster. Van Han pressed with hands like kneading dough. After more than 10 minutes, a big lump of dough was ready. Is it too much? She asked shyly. Try now, I washed the bamboo mesh. No tin Noyet offered. Good. Van Han pressed the dough through the mesh, bits squeezed out. She rotated the mesh, brushed dough down. She shook lightly, grains fell into the pot, she exclaimed, it works. Of course. So Fawn laughed, the round grains were rice-sized. No tin Noyet eagerly tried too, let me try. The 3 girls worked excitedly, forgetting time, more grains filled the pot, dough grew smaller. Creak. Nantan Nakantay carried a jar, placed it, and watched curiously. Making sago soup? Van Han replied. Nantan Nak showed delight, looks fun. Come, Sister Tin Noyet, continue, I will prepare dinner. Van Han passed the mesh. All right. Nantan Nak continued pressing dough. Van Han washed the pot, added half water, set on stove. She cleaned St. George mushrooms, cut small pieces. While water boiled, she prepared salted meat and wild greens. Clatter, clatter. Water boiled, she poured sago grains, stirred quickly. Clatter, clatter. Then she added mushrooms and other fungi, stirred more. Do you prefer sweet or salty? She asked. It is for dinner, make it salty. So Fong suggested. Salty then. No Tin Noyet nodded. Chapter 825, Not Like Something Good. She added a pinch of salt into the clay pot, then kept stirring. Clatter, clatter. A faint aroma drifted out. Smells not bad. Lu Yiming rubbed her hands, the noodles were done, except for the girl cooking sago, the clay basin still had half left. Where is Ru Yu? Su Fong looked around but did not see Nan Ruyu. Still downstairs. Lu Yizhu answered casually. Su Fong frowned, pushed the door open and went downstairs, soon spotting Nan Ruyu near the wooden cage. Stop biting, this water cannot be drunk. Nan Ruyu pursed her lips, pouring water on the brute gnawing the cage. Splash. The brute froze but soon kept chewing. Su Fong raised a brow, then it lay down quietly. You are the only one effective. Nan Ruyu muttered. She pursed her lips, pointed at it, what now? Bring it up. Su Fong said. He opened the cage, the brute rushed out, it was easily caught. Ta. It struggled. Behave, do not fuss. Su Fong patted its head, it calmed down. Nan Ruyu wanted to touch but asked softly, will it bite? Of course, else why guard the house? Su Fong smiled, you can pet later, after it is washed. All right. Nan Ruyu nodded. Come, upstairs. Su Fong gestured. Ta. The brute was dragged upstairs. Inside, the viewers burst. Haha, Buzzcut brother subdued, cannot beat Su Fong. See him, he reminds us we are only extras. Indeed, Buzzcut is like a stone lion. Here comes the strong-mouthed king. Creak. The door opened, Yun Han turned, startled, Su Fong, why bring it here? Woo. Mao Chiu on the beam bristled, glaring. Ta. Quiet down. Su Fong was helpless. Mao Chiu surely cannot beat it? Yun Han asked gently. Of course not. Su Fong pressed its head, sighed, it dares fight lions, how can Mao Chiu win? You must watch it. Yun Han's face tense, wary. Relax, with me, it dares not. Su Fong said. Ta. It tried climbing but rope held it. Get down. Su Fong grimaced, surprised at its speed. He shortened the rope, limiting its range. Ta. It lay still, eyes rolling. Feels like it plots mischief. Lu Yimeng said. Yes, looks nothing good. Yun Han agreed. Su Fong gave a bitter smile, patted its head. Seems you are unwelcome. Wu Tingyue took the wooden spoon, smiling. Let me, Xiao Hanin, go fry vegetables. All right. Yun Han blushed, that nickname gave goosebumps. She placed the iron pot on the stove, poured oil. Boom! Oil smoked, she threw in salted meat, then wild greens, onions, salt. Soon a hot dish was ready. She also made salad, soup with seaweed and rice rolls, finishing dinner. Try this sago soup. Wu Tingyue served. Looks tasty. Nan Ruyu swallowed, amazed to eat such soup outdoors. Who? Yun Han blew gently then tasted. How is it? Lu Yimeng asked eagerly. Delicious, very rich. Yun Han's eyes lit, nodding. Though salty, still good. Wu Tingyue praised. Can be main dish. Su Fong nodded, it tasted like porridge. Next time add rice, use as staple. Yun Han said, sago and yam are starch. So tasty. Nan Ruyu blushed, eating non-stop. Next time add kudzu powder and Indian canna, curious of taste. Yun Han thought. Chapter 826, Training the Dog. This thing in the south seems to be called tea water. Van Han said innocently. Seems so. Lu Waimong spoke with a full mouth, her voice a little vague. No Tin Noyet added, it can also be made into sweet dumplings. That is simple, I can do it. Van Han smiled softly, there were still many taros, making dumplings was not hard. Then I will go prepare the ice shavings. Lu Waimong stood up and pulled out the ice-making tool. It will be ready soon, she said while putting ice into a container, then added cold spring water, and poured boiled water that it cooled, so ice could be eaten. Done. She clapped her hands, sat back at the wooden table, and ate happily from the bowl. Ta. The brute lay under the table, right next to So Fong's leg. It wanted to bite but was stopped by his strong smell. Crunch crunch. The brute turned its head and bit the table leg, grinding its teeth. Open your mouth. So Fong looked down at it. The brute obediently released, then received a piece of salted meat as a reward. Obedient. Van Han looked down, maybe they could really tame it. By the way, why have we not seen it these days? No Tin Noyet asked. So Fong answered casually, maybe it let itself loose. He actually did not know, maybe it wandered, or maybe like Dog Dan, it looked for a mate. Could it be like Dog Dan going out to cause trouble? Lu Waimong guessed. Who knows, maybe one day it will bring back a group of white-headed sea eagles. So Fong chuckled. If that really happens, we would already have left this place. Nan Tan Nok said gently. They chatted and laughed. The dinner was done in more than half an hour. The brute under the table also ate full and calmed down. Get up, do not lie there. So Fong sat down in front of it, patting its black head. Ta. The brute unwillingly stood up, biting the rope on its neck. Do not mess around, follow my command, do it right and you get reward. So Fong stopped it. So Fong, are you training a dog? Lu Waimong supported her chin, watching with interest. So Fong smiled, almost. He stretched out his hand and said, shake hand. Ta. The brute tilted its head, then opened its mouth to bite. Pop. So Fong slapped its head, then said, not right, come again. The brute was stunned, looking at his hand without moving. Why so dumb? So Fong sighed. This is the only way. He continued, pulling its front paw into his hand, shaking, and explained, "This is shake hand, remember? Tea. It still tilted its head. Here, do it right and you eat. So Fong reached out, shake hand. It still wanted to bite. Pop. Another slap, the same scene repeated. Slowly, no rush. So Fong said helplessly, at least it would not attack people now. Van Han smiled, peeling taro with a knife, later she would boil them. Tea. The brute turned away, refusing to cooperate. Truly fearless. So Fong sighed, taming was indeed a long road. So Fong. Tai Vai Din stood, quietly watching him. Wait a moment. He did not turn back, secured the rope, then wrapped its mouth with cloth, leaving only its nose to breathe, preventing it from biting the girls. No NGO. The brute gave up, tired lying there. Clap clap. Let's go. So Fong stood up. The girls continued making dumplings. They put taro into a clay pot, added oil, then mashed it. Van Han, do we use taro flour or cassava flour? Lu Waimong asked curiously. Use cassava flour. Van Han said. Lu Waimong got the jar of cassava flour, asked, how much? 2 handfuls first. Van Han said softly. Lu Waimong rolled up sleeves, added 2 handfuls, then asked, 2 handfuls, is that enough? Add a bit more. Van Han said. All right. She added another half handful. Mong's sister, add some oil. Van Han said, her hands covered in dough. All right. Lu Waimong poured oil until she was told to stop. Van Han mixed everything well. Is it ready? Lu Waimong asked seriously, noting the process. Yes, let it rest, then roll into balls. Van Han covered the clay pot with cloth. Rest the dough? Nan Nu Nok asked in surprise, like letting it sleep? Ha ha ha. Lu Waimong laughed. I do not know either, but it seems this step is needed. Nan Tan Nok was also a bit embarrassed. Scholar, tell us, what does it mean to rest dough? Lu Waimong teased. Chapter 827, A Vicious Society. Resting the dough, also called letting it relax, means leaving it for a while before cooking. This is called resting. Resting makes the dough elastic, easier to handle, and the food becomes tastier, more delicate, and smooth. So when you knead dough for dumplings you always wait a while, is it because of this? Lu Yiming suddenly asked. Yes. Van Han smiled and nodded. I just learned a trick. Lu Yiming said with realization. She asked again, so how long should it rest? About more than 20 minutes. Van Han rubbed her hands and said. She put the clay pot back on the stove, planning to cook the sago soup and let it cool. Let me help you. Lu Yiming eagerly moved closer. This time they only needed to boil sago with water, very simple, just add water, bring to boil, stir with a wooden spoon to prevent sticking. Clatter clatter. What next? Lu Yiming saw the girl push the pot off the stove, the yam inside still bubbling. Let it cool, then let's roll the dough balls. Van Han said gently. Good. Lu Yiming followed her to the wooden table. Clack. Van Han lifted the cloth, revealing taro and Indian canna flour placed on the table. The girl grabbed a handful of dough, kneaded it back and forth, rolled into a thumb-thick rope, then cut into small round pieces. Looks fun. Nan Ruyu came forward to help. Van Han smiled sweetly, you all roll, I cut, it will be faster. Okay. The girls responded, except Tai Whiting still training, others gathered to help. Many hands made light work, in 10 minutes they finished a table of dough balls. Clatter clatter. The girl poured the balls into the iron pot, purple balls rolling in the water. Not ready to eat yet, we just had dinner, we must wait until later. Van Han said. Yes. Nan Ruyu nodded. Under the wooden house, So Fong and Tai Whiting were sparring. Ha!
NK
Tai
books.
Whiting shouted, attacking So Fong. The moves are not bad, but too slow. So Fong easily blocked, his forehead dry, while Tai Whiting was drenched in sweat. She said nothing, increased speed, still got blocked. So Fong tapped her head, commenting casually. Ah! Tai Whiting blushed, first time someone tapped her head, her family never did. What, distracted? So Fong asked. No. Tai Whiting quickly straightened, that feeling just now was not bad. Continue. So Fong stepped back, beckoned. Tai Whiting nodded and attacked again. Time passed, after more than an hour, she collapsed breathing heavily. So Fong, rest for a while. Van Han called from the window. Got it. So Fong waved. Come quick, the sago soup is ready. Van Han called again, then left. Coming up. So Fong answered. He looked at Tai Whiting, gently asked, Are you all right? Sit up. So Fong chuckled, pulled her up, let her lean on his shoulder. Ah! Tai Whiting blushed, did not resist. What is this? Wu Tingyue was startled, eyes scanning the two. So Fong soothed, nothing, just exhaustion. Phew, scared me. Wu Tingyue breathed. Come taste the sago soup. Van Han served bowls. She poured honey on top, smiled, all right, taste it. Crunch. Mmm. Lu Yiming's eyes lit up, exclaimed, so good, delicious. The balls are chewy. Nan Ruyu's lashes trembled, face satisfied. Exactly this taste, so satisfying. Wu Tingyue smiled, mouth full. Mmm. Nan Ruyu kept eating. Your skill improved. So Fong raised a thumb. Of course. Van Han said. Singing earns little, better join me in concerts, can earn tens of thousands. Wu Tingyue whispered. So much? Mei Xinhan was shocked. Of course, it is deep waters here, I will tell you later. Wu Tingyue said. Hard to do, but knowing a little is good, otherwise later you won't know how to respond. Wu Tingyue said seriously. That may be true, but still too early. So Fong shook his head. Wu Tingyue raised her fist, fine, then you must protect Xiao Hanin, if she suffers I won't forgive you. Of course. So Fong said seriously. I can protect myself. Van Han blushed and retorted. Chapter 828, So Fong, you are really fast. Creak. Blowing for long feels chilly. Van Han put down the wooden stick bracing the window and closed it. Maybe because we just ate candied water. Lu Wai Thursday whispered. They had just finished the sweet sago soup, nothing was left. Shall we play mahjong? Lu Wai Mong suggested. Sure, 2 rounds then sleep. Van Han said innocently. Lu Wai Mong tilted her head, do you play? Then I team with Van Han, sister, and Vi Din. Lu Wai Mong quickly added. What, afraid of me? So Fong grinned. Lu Wai Mong rolled her eyes, how could that be, just what? So Fong pressed. Alright, I fear you. She muttered. So Fong laughed, do you know the saying, the more you fear it the more you face it? No. She pitifully said. Spare me. She pouted. Yet after 15 minutes, 8 people sat around the wooden table, Lu Wai Mong still ended up as wished with So Fong. She pouted, bullying little girls. You are not, Van Han and Nu Nok are. Lu Wai Thursday said. Real sister, real sister. Lu Wai Mong said disdainfully. Of course. Lu Wai Thursday smiled. So Fong laughed, hurry, play. Tea. Van Han glanced at the brute by his foot, why does it chew feet like a dog? Maybe its ancestor was a dog. Lu Mong replied. Quiet. So Fong tapped it with his toe. Tea. The brute whined, then lowered its head. Good boy. Lu Mong murmured. Tonight will the brute sleep with So Fong? No Tin Noyet smiled, only he could tame it. Ah? Nan Nunok asked, So Fong sleeps with it tonight? Not real, joking. Nan Tan Nok stroked her sister. No way I sleep with it. So Fong smiled bitterly, but it stays in the cabin tonight. Will it bite my neck at midnight? Lu Mong covered her neck in fear. Maybe, cover well at night. So Fong teased. She glared, You think I am 3? Haha, is it not so? He teased. Of course not. She angrily slapped her card. Pong. So Fong took a tile. Impossible, already Pong? She exclaimed. Bigger surprise later. He hinted. What? All curious. Wait and see. He said. She hesitated to play a tile. After 2 rounds, So Fong drew, smiled, then pushed all tiles. Ah. Win. Less than 3 rounds. She gasped, the game ended in 5 minutes. Surprise my foot, no fun at all. Van Han pinched his arm. You could gamble in casinos, win big. No Tin Noyet said. Good idea, maybe someday. His eyes brightened. Then casino bosses tremble. She laughed. Nantan Nok nodded, strength is part 2. No more mahjong, Ludo instead? NK books. Lu Mong said. Okay, never played. He nodded. I get the board. She stood excited. 3-minute enthusiasm. Lu Thursday shook head, put tiles back in chest. Do you want to play? He asked the Nan sisters. Yes, but our mahjong not finished. Nan Nu Nok said softly. Easy, I play for you fast. He stood behind her. Indeed, within 5 minutes, she won. From now, god of gambling is you. She laughed. Exaggerated. He shook his head. Lu Mong clapped, done, my piece is ready. She pointed to black ones, these are mine. Yellow are mine. Van Han said. The pieces had many colors, each 10 per shade, crafted by him. Black from carbon, gray from ash. White from shells, dark green from herbs. They quickly picked, crowding around the small board. Rules? No Tin Noyet asked. Ludo has many types, common, international, ancient, Russian. He explained. Rules differ, some step by step, some jump far. Which one we play? She asked. Chapter 829, Dare to Move or Not. What are the rules? The girls all looked toward So Fong. Parcheesi is very simple to play. So Fong picked up a piece before him, moved it forward 1 space leaving a gap behind, and said, if the space ahead is empty you may only move 1 step. The rule is clear, whether the piece ahead is enemy or ally it can be jumped, the landing spot must be empty. Each jump passes a single piece but the number of jumps is unlimited, as long as there is a piece in front and a gap behind, you can keep jumping until you reach the opponent's base. To win you must get all 10 of your pieces into the enemy base. Understand? So Fong rearranged the scattered pieces and looked at them. I think I get it. Lu Mong bit her lip, uncertain. Understood. The others nodded. So Fong looked at Lu Mong and asked softly, do you need me to repeat it? All right, begin, clockwise in turn. So Fong smiled. Lu Mong asked, who goes first? Anyone, let Van Han go. So Fong murmured. Next was So Fong, he sent a piece from the second row out. Following So Fong won't be wrong, right? Lu Mong muttered, then copied him and moved a second row piece out. Nan Nu Nok blinked and did the same. Then Nan Tan Nok, No Tin Noyet, Tay Bai Din and Lu Wai Thursday all made identical moves. Are you copying me? So Fong shook his head with a wry smile. Not at all. Lu Wai Mong denied. So Fong chuckled and made another move, sending a piece from the third row out. The pace quickened and their moves grew similar. Unexpectedly, So Fong leapt into No Tin Noyet's base, cutting off the shared path. Ah! Lu Wai Mong froze, her stepping stone gone. How could she jump? So Fong raised an eyebrow mockingly. Don't know how to move? No, I was just thinking. Lu Wai Mong said, covering it. Don't keep us waiting too long. So Fong shrugged and leaned back, knowing with so many people it would be a few minutes before his turn. Move here, then there, seems wrong. Lu Wai Mong mumbled. Haha, I just saw it. She hid her face in shame. The game continued, so Fong broke the rhythm, leaving the others to fend for themselves. So hard, I can't jump over. No Tin Noyet complained, her pieces were out but none had entered Lu Wai Mong's base. Me too, more than half still inside. Nan Nu Nok said innocently. Looks like So Fong will win again. Van Han glanced at his pieces, more than half already in No Tin Noyet's base. It's simple, find stepping stones, sometimes detour, don't always go straight. So Fong advised. A few minutes later he asked, so, giving up? No, I'm still thinking. Lu Wai Mong replied. The food has gone cold. No Tin Noyet sighed, propping her chin. Go here, then jump there. This time So Fong could not help but prompt. Lu Wai Thursday shot him a glance, as if I would trust you. The game went on, time passed, and unsurprisingly So Fong was first to get all his pieces into the enemy base. Second was a girl with 7 pieces, then Tay Bai Din and Lu Wai Thursday with 6 each. Well, it's late, wash up and sleep. So Fong stood, clapping gently to urge them. All right. The girls replied, packed away the pieces and left. Tea. The brute rose, tugging the rope to follow. Behave. So Fong pulled the rope and easily hauled him back. The brute struggled, then stopped. So Fong tapped his head. Don't struggle, I let you go earlier and you refused, now don't blame me. The brute grinned and bowed. Don't worry, in 4 months I'll free you. So Fong crossed his legs and added, there is food, drink and games here, it's not so bad. The brute lay quietly, paying him no mind. About an hour later the girls returned from their baths, hair half dry. So Fong, go wash, the hot water is ready. Van Han said as she dried her hair. All right, only the brute. So Fong glanced, still uneasy. Go, I'll watch. Lu Wai Mong waved. Can you watch properly? So Fong was not fully reassured. Relax, I'll lay a knife at his neck to see if he dares move. Lu Wai Mong said innocently. Holding a cleaver. So Fong's mouth twitched, feeling it was hardly reassuring. I'm here. Tay Bai Din spoke up. All right, call me if anything. So Fong warned softly. Chapter 830, Taming begins. The brute lifted his head to see So Fong coming down the stairs. Behave yourself. Lu Wai Mong held a wooden stick, watching him cautiously. Tay Bai Din pulled a chair and sat right in front of the brute, staring without blinking. Tea. The brute rolled over, ignoring them. You dare not look at me? Lu Wai Mong frowned, lightly tapped his head with the stick. The brute glanced at her, then bit the stick. Let go. She shouted. Tea. He stubbornly refused. Van Han urged, Sister Mong, do not provoke him, you may get hurt. Lu Wai Mong replied innocently, do not worry, I will not go near. He is filthy, I want to bathe him. Van Han muttered, seeing his dirty fur. Nan Tan Nok said seriously, no, first he must be tamed by So Fong. Yes, makes sense. Van Han laughed. After a while, So Fong returned from bathing, hung his towel, glanced at the brute inside. He patted the girl's head, softly. Go to sleep, staying up is bad for skin. All right. The girls replied, stretching and yawning shyly. Soon, steady breaths filled the large bed. Be good, tomorrow you will eat meat. He looked at the brute, then lay down. No NGO. The girl hugged him tightly like an octopus. He also wrapped her waist, kissed her forehead. Do not become a monster. He mouthed silently, then unleashed domineering aura, making the brute yield. He yawned, closing his eyes. Later, the brute glanced at the rope, biting it. At dawn, sunlight shone, So Fong opened his eyes. The girl was still sleeping on his arm, lips shining faintly. He smiled warmly. Tea. He made 2 sounds to rouse the brute. So Fong, why so early? On the other bed, Nan Nunak sat up, rubbing eyes. He gently, slept enough, so awake. She nodded, yawned, went to wash. Passing the brute, she paused. Ah? He did not make noise last night? So quiet? It was fine. So Fong smiled bitterly, remembering his struggle to subdue him. Get up, stop pretending. He sat before the brute, grabbed his ear, scolded, You disturbed me all night, today you will not sleep. Tea ngo. The brute opened mouth to yell, but he stopped it. He untied the rope, pulled him, Go downstairs. The brute reluctantly followed. They met Nan Nunak washing. She asked curiously, You want to train him? Yes, start with basic commands. He nodded. Need my help? She asked gently. Not for now. He refused softly. Then call me if needed. She smiled, went upstairs. He sighed, so understanding. He looked at the brute, anger rising. The brute tilted head, silent. Shake hands, I give you meat. He dangled dried meat. Tea. The brute's eyes lit up, tried to rush. Sit, no eating yet. He hid the meat quickly, glaring. Shake hands. He scolded with a smile. Tea. The other hand. He extended, the brute obeyed. He froze a moment, then placed meat down, praised, Good boy. Tea. The brute ate greedily. Want more? He frowned. Tea. The brute called. Shake hands. He repeated. Tempted by meat, the brute obeyed all. He sighed, not hopeless after all. Chapter 831, Scumbag Man? Are you still going out today? Yun Han gently asked. Yes, I am taking that brute for a walk. So Fong glanced at the buzzcut man lying nearby. Taking him out? As a hunting dog? Yun Han was surprised. I will go with you. Lu Waimong quickly raised her hand. Where is Yun Han? So Fong nodded, then looked at the girl with concern. I cannot go. Yun Han shook her head, she wanted to finish gathering coconuts in the valley. All right then, when I return I will bring you a surprise. So Fong said warmly. I hope it will not be a fright instead. Yun Han rolled her eyes in disdain. I will try my best. So Fong laughed, then stood up, took bow and arrows and dragged the brute downstairs. Wait for me. Lu Waimong carried her longbow to chase after. Come back early. Yun Han stood up to remind. I know, not too late. So Fong waved without turning back. No Tin Noyet sighed, truly cannot be quiet for even a moment. Staying in camp every day is boring, better to go out sometimes. Yun Han said innocently. Oh my, not yet married but acting like keeping your husband already? No Tin Noyet teased with wide eyes. Sister Tin Noyet, What are you saying? Yun Han blushed and lowered her head. Alright, I will not tease you. No Tin Noyet smiled. He seems unwilling to go. Lu Waimong looked at the brute almost dragged away by So Fong, feeling amused. Just stubborn. So Fong helplessly took salted meat from his bag, angrily said, Walk yourself. He threw it to the brute, who caught it, chewed, then sped up to run ahead of So Fong. Really? Lu Waimong twitched her lips, the brute was smarter than expected. She muttered, So Fong, spoiling him will ruin him. If there is no more meat, how can he guard the camp? Do not worry, he will not go hungry. If not guarding, he will taste honey badger. So Fong calmly smiled. So Fong paused, confused, what did you just say? He smiled and asked again, you said I was good and bad? Nothing, you misheard. Lu Waimong seriously said. Really? Did you forget how sharp my hearing is? So Fong asked. You already heard, why ask me? Lu Waimong blushed, stubbornly shouted, Scumbag man. So Fong was dumbfounded, why called scumbag? In the live room, the audience sent a barrage. Haha, So Fong is a scumbag, perfect. Scumbag man, so what? I like scumbag, you all cannot even get one. Right, scumbag has money, talent, looks, knows cooking, caring, what do you know? So sad, I am not even worthy of being scumbag. So this is scumbag? I thought just rich men. So Fong is premium scumbag version. What? So Fong confused. Nothing. Lu Waimong face flushed, even ears hot, she realized she was too sensitive. Really? Your face is so red. So Fong asked with concern. Do you want to rest? So Fong pulled the rope to stop the brute. No need, it has not even been half an hour. Lu Waimong shook her head. Really fine? So Fong touched her forehead, temperature normal. Of course. Lu Waimong waved, keep going. All right. So Fong frowned slightly. They continued walking, clearing vines while talking. Ah, So Fong, is that a pineapple? Lu Waimong eyes brightened, pointing left. There was a bush with a fruit like a pineapple. No, but the name is similar. So Fong explained, that is Pandanus furcatus rox, also called wild pineapple. It had special roots, fruit used as medicine, clearing heat, detoxifying, diuretic, reducing swelling. It also treated kidney stones, diabetes, nephritis, fever, rheumatism, stomachache. The name is interesting, fake pineapple exists. Lu Waimong muttered. She asked, is it edible? Edible, but taste is bad. So Fong said gently. Then forget it. Lu Waimong gave up. My sister might like it. She muttered again. Let me test you, is fragrant plant same as pineapple? So Fong asked. Of course same, do not treat me as fool. Lu Waimong glared. She said angrily, like tomato and tomato, sweet potato and sweet potato, only different names. She paused then. Added, same with potato and tuber, green melon and cucumber. Am I wrong? Lu Waimong was startled, maybe guessed wrong. Chapter 832, 117 Days. Pineapple and ananas in biology are the same species, just different varieties. After peeling pineapple, there are small inner thorns that must be removed, but ananas has none. Their difference also lies in the leaves, one with sharp spines, the other without. Who? Lu Waimong exhaled softly, muttering, I thought I guessed wrong. She asked, then cucumber and green gourd, are they also the same? Yes, the green gourd is actually cucumber, just different varieties, essentially the same plant. So Fong explained while walking. Cucumber has many other names such as hu gourd, thorn cucumber, king cucumber, sugar cucumber, skewer cucumber, depending on region and era. Hearing that, Lu Waimong felt pleased, seems I know quite a bit. Ah. So they are not the same? She asked in surprise. It depends on how you see it. So Fong tugged the rope, leading the brute forward. He continued, sweet potato can be seen as the same, or not, because names differ by region. What do you mean? I did not understand. Lu Waimong looked puzzled, not sure if it was right or wrong. So Fong explained patiently, although sweet potato usually means sweet potato, in some regions it refers to another plant, which is yam bean, understand? Yam bean belongs to the legume family, its tuber can be eaten raw or cooked, with rich nutrition. In other regions, yam bean also has different names, sometimes also called sweet potato. I think I get it. Lu Waimong nodded but still confused. I think you do not. So Fong shook his head with a wry smile. Sweet potato is sweet potato but can also mean yam bean. Lu Waimong frowned, trying to digest the explanation, more confused. The two led the brute through the forest, exploring new places, finding many herbs and wild vegetables along the way. He looked up at the sky, nodding, well, let us return, it is getting late. It was noon, returning would take about 3 hours. So Fong tugged the rope again, making the brute lead back. Time passed calmly, aside from occasional training, their days were filled with mahjong, ludo, and chess to pass time. Thus 10 days passed quickly, and a new morning arrived. Aha! So Fong yawned and got out of bed. He grabbed washing items and went downstairs, while commanding in his mind, Mark. Instantly a simulation screen appeared, showing the number 5 glowing. Still 117 days. He looked at the virtual interface, muttering. Today was the 3rd day of the 9th month on the Huin Noyet Island, meaning 246 days had passed, recorded by the system as 248. He quickly ran the numbers in his mind, sighing, only about 4 months left, it will pass soon. Splash! He sat by the stream, scooping water to wash his face, clearing away drowsiness. Tia. The brute ran over, squatting beside him, wagging its tail for food. In these 10 days, thanks to effort, he had trained the brute to be more obedient, at least not running away or missing the rabbit and Malbal. Whether it could guard the house was still unknown, maybe it might end up in a hot pot. Tia. The brute lingered. Sit down. So Fong laughed, ordering, for meals it was always the most eager. It quickly lay down, its dark eyes staring at him. Then suddenly it sprang up, rushing up the stairs faster than him, waiting at the door for breakfast. Creak. Be quiet. NK Books, he warned, then pushed the door open. He went to the shelf, fetched smoked wolf meat, and fed it to the brute waiting. This was the result of training. Without his permission it never entered the wooden house, as it had never been bathed. The brute carried meat, lay by the rabbit cage gnawing happily. Aha! The girl woke up, sitting on the bed rubbing her eyes. So Fong sat beside her, stroking her hair, tenderly saying, still tired? Sleep more if you like, let me make breakfast. No, I am not sleepy. Van Han tilted her head drowsily, then unconsciously hugged his waist, resting her head on his chest. Thump thump. His strong heartbeat calmed her. Good girl, sleep a bit more. He caressed her hair gently. Her cheeks flushed red, she pulled away shyly, saying, let me prepare breakfast. Soon after, No Tin Noyet returned from washing, teased with a playful look, TSK, looks like you two are in love. Then your fans would go crazy. So Fong chuckled. Not at all, they just want me to be happy. No Tin Noyet replied brightly. That is what true fans do. Hee, so you will protect me, she asked with a smile. Chapter 833, Volcano. Not interesting. No Tin Noyet smiled innocently as she spoke. So Fong gave a bitter smile, indeed he disliked being a bodyguard, because if he guarded others then who would guard the girl? After nearly half an hour, the Nan sisters and the Lu sisters also got up one after another, crouching by the stream to wash their faces. We can have breakfast now. Van Han carried an iron pot and set it on the wooden table, calling out. All right. Lu Waimong quickly replied from downstairs. In less than 10 minutes, the women sat around the wooden table, holding ceramic bowls to start breakfast. So Fong, do you have any plans today? Nan Tan Nok asked curiously. I plan to go south to have a look, perhaps the True brothers are over there. So Fong casually answered, yesterday he had seen thick smoke rising in the distance, so today he intended to check. Van Han looked at him sincerely, this time I also want to go. Anyone else wants to go? So Fong nodded, glancing at the Nan sisters and No Tin Noyet. I will not go, anyway I cannot fight them. No Tin Noyet waved her hand. She was a public figure, always considering future impact, otherwise she might be pushed into public criticism. Such things often happened, like news reporting some celebrity misbehaving on planes or high-speed trains. Whether careless or intentional, the internet was filled with scolding voices. I also will not go. Nan Nu Nok shook her head, her stamina was weak, following would only hinder. Then Nan Tan Nok also shook her head, choosing to stay with her sister. All right. So Fong looked at Tai Vai Din and Lu Wai Thursday, both shook their heads. Nan Tan Nok said cheerfully, rest assured, the camp has many traps, plus a brute to guard, nothing will happen. After more than half an hour, he along with Van Han and No Tin Noyet carried bows and daily items leaving the camp. So Fong, what place is in the south? Van Han pulled his hand and asked. Just follow me. So Fong replied gently. Lu Waimong on the other side asked eagerly, So Fong, is it far? It is a bit far, tonight we must camp outside. So Fong lightly nodded. All right, then let us go, I want to teach them a lesson. Lu Waimong said excitedly, already imagining trampling those brothers. I have a feeling, if that thick smoke was deliberate, then surely it is them. Lu Waimong affirmed, this was female intuition. Van Han raised her small fist seriously, I also hope it is them, their earlier actions were truly disgusting. Let it be. So Fong rubbed the girl's head. If this time they found the True brothers, he would not hesitate to send them away, reducing the 6 teams into 5. He was also curious about the other 2 teams. Leading the 2 girls southward, he walked slowly, clearing vines and branches on the way. After more than 2 hours, the 3 reached a small slope and the view widened. So Fong, I think that smoke was not intentional. Van Han gazed south, where thick smoke rose, more severe than yesterday. It does not look like it. Lu Waimong squinted, who would make so much smoke? It looks like a volcano. So Fong frowned, from here they still needed at least half a day to approach. Let us check, anyway nothing else to do. So Fong thought and spoke softly. The 3 descended the slope, moving toward the smoke. Time passed quickly, the sun set in the west, and the sky was shrouded in haze. Stop here, tonight we rest here. So Fong looked around, the terrain was flat, with no dense weeds or bushes. All right. Van Han wiped sweat from her forehead. I roughly know the reason. So Fong gazed far south, where the horizon glowed red. So Fong, what do you see? Van Han raised her head and asked. It is burning, right ahead not far. So Fong sighed, from the smoke and the red sky he judged the volcano was serious. Burning? Should we put it out? Van Han asked nervously. Only. Relying on us, we cannot stop such a huge fire. So Fong jumped down from the tree and said helplessly, half the sky is red, unless we are superheroes, better leave it to professionals. Why did it suddenly catch fire? Lu Waimong asked puzzled. Maybe other contestants were careless, or due to other reasons. So Fong shrugged. So this trip was in vain? Lu Waimong sat down, looking south, the volcano would burn much vegetation. Not really, did we not gather many herbs along the way? Van Han said happily, on the way whenever So Fong stopped it was to dig herbs. True. Lu Waimong nodded. So Fong held the axe and said softly, you 2 prepare dinner, I will collect wood. Alright, be careful. Van Han reminded. NK Books. Wait for me, do not wander. So Fong also warned seriously, then walked into the forest with the axe. Lu Waimong frowned, whispering, Van Han, seems so Fong went south again. Rest assured, he will take care of himself. Van Han bit her lip and whispered. Chapter 834, Firefighters Arrive. It is getting hotter and hotter. He whispered to himself, his pace quickened. Soon his vision widened, the darkness of sunset fading as brightness returned. So Fong stopped. Before him was a raging fire, trees and grass ignited, ashes and sparks filling the sky. He covered his mouth and nose, stepped back, the flames reflecting on his face. Inside the broadcast room, viewers flooded comments. Why is no one putting out the fire? My God, how many animals and plants will die in this blaze? Quickly report it officially, with many people they will surely discover it. Do not worry, satellites must have sent the situation back, soon someone will come to put out the fire. So helpless. So Fong sighed, such a large fire, he alone could not extinguish it, unless the system gave him water powers. After a while, he returned to the starting spot. So Fong, where is the wood? Van Han asked doubtfully, why come back empty-handed? Pack your things and follow me, this place is unsafe. He spoke seriously. Lu Waimong nervously asked 3 times. Unsafe? What do you mean? Are there beasts? The fire is too strong, with the wind now, it will soon burn here. He explained and carried the bamboo basket on his back. Heavens, the fire is that close? Van Han stored the salted meat and knife into the basket. Yes, not far, so let us hurry. He took the girl's hand and left. Lu Waimong followed closely, puzzled. Why has no one come to fight the fire? Maybe because of the competition. He replied, this fire had burned for a whole day, yet no one came. He nodded and said quietly. So I guess people will arrive soon. I hope so, if it continues, many animals will die. Van Han worried. The 3 retreated, walking nearly half an hour. Huff, huff. The girls panted, running most of the way. This place should be safe? Van Han said, lips pressed. Yes, tonight we will stay here. He nodded, the night had fallen, yet firelight still glowed at the horizon. Let us light a fire first. Lu Waimong shaded her eyes, vision already blurry. I will gather wood, be right back. His black eyes gleamed. Be careful. Van Han reminded. Rest assured, I will return soon. Indeed, not 10 minutes later, he returned with a large bundle of wood. Ah, what is that? Lu Waimong frowned, pointing to a dark lump under a tree. Nothing, just bear dung. He said flatly. What? Bear dung? Both cried out. So Fong, can you not be so calm, it is bear dung, meaning bears are nearby. She almost wanted to pinch his cheek. The 2 girls exchanged looks, unable to refute, with his strength, bears were just food. Then safety is yours, I will cook. Van Han glared, then placed the pot on the fire, pouring water for dinner. Do not worry, leave it to me. He smiled warmly, strolling to collect wood and hay. Lu Waimong quickly warned. Do not go too far. I know, not far. His voice echoed from the dark. Thump thump. Suddenly, the sound of helicopters roared above. What is happening? Lu Waimong looked up, faint lights visible. Is someone eliminated? Van Han also stopped. No, they are here to fight the fire. His voice sounded, emerging from the forest. Listen carefully, there is more than one. Thump thump. Van Han listened, the sound louder, surprised. It seems more than 10. Exactly 12. He confirmed with closed eyes. Lu Waimong spoke proudly. Do not worry, our nation is still strong. Yes. Van Han nodded softly. If only it would rain. Sadly, no rain these days. He sighed, used to reading wind and clouds, yet lately there was no rain. The girl pressed her lips, continued cooking, her stomach growling. Will this affect our competition? Lu Waimong suddenly asked. Unlikely. He shook his head. Good then. She whispered, though still worried. He patted her shoulder, then gathered more wood for the night watch, for what they had was not enough till dawn. That night, helicopters kept flying overhead, faintly, carrying long cloth bags beneath. Chapter 835, Truly Fragrant. After dinner, Lu Yiming cleaned the dishes herself, while the young girl raised her head to watch the helicopters flying back and forth, which had already passed more than 12 times. Why do they keep flying back and forth? Lu Yiming asked in confusion. Probably fetching seawater to put out the fire. Su Feng guessed. Lu Yiming placed the iron pot into the bamboo basket, dusted her hands, and said, at this rate, with so much seawater, the fire should be extinguished soon. Indeed, it is impressive. Lu Yiming sighed. After the meal, the three chatted for a while, and unknowingly Yun Han and Lu Yiming fell asleep. Su Feng turned his head to look at them, then chuckled, muttering 95-3. No NGO, Su Feng. Lu Yiming slept in a very unrestrained posture, limbs stretched out, muttering in her sleep. The young girl, on the other hand, was more reserved, resting her head on Su Feng's leg, sleeping peacefully. Su Feng glanced at the fire, not wanting to wake the girl yet unable to reach the wood, so he could only watch as the flames dwindled. The night passed quietly, and when the sun rose the next day, the sky was filled with black ash. NK books. No NGO. Yun Han opened her eyes, rubbed her lips, and looked up. Ah! Her body stiffened, and she instinctively rubbed her neck, feeling sore from sleeping in one position all night. Are you all right? Su Feng asked with concern. Yun Han blushed slightly. I am fine, much better now. Aha! Lu Yiming also woke up, stretched with both arms, clearly having slept well. So much ash, it looks like black snow. She reached out, catching some, rubbing it lightly between her fingers, leaving a dark mark in her palm. It should be extinguished. After midnight the helicopters went silent. Su Feng stood up, moving his legs that had been pinned all night, his blood circulation poor, body sore. Then let's go check. Yun Han said. It is still early, we can take a look. Su Feng looked up. It was about 7 in the morning. Yun Han spoke gently, then I will prepare breakfast. Lu Yiming helped her, and in half an hour the hot breakfast was ready. Another half an hour later, they finished eating and carried their baskets and bows, setting off. Su Feng, do you think we will meet people fighting the fire? Yun Han asked, holding his hand. We will see. Su Feng replied softly. They followed last night's path toward the volcano. The three walked quickly, and after about an hour and a half, they saw a charred land ahead, damp ground with trees still smoking. Looks like the fire is out. Su Feng murmured, eyes scanning the ashen land, trees bare. Sizzle. Yun Han stepped on a branch still warm. Lu Yiming used her straw shoes to stir the ashes, muttering, this fire was so large, it burned all the greenery away. Come, let's go see ahead. Su Feng pulled the girl's hand. MHM. Yun Han nodded, still observing, only seeing blackened trees and scorched earth. After another half hour, they reached a small hilltop, where the view was all blackened. The mountain over there is also burned bare. Lu Yiming exclaimed, pointing left toward a small mountain. Suddenly, Lu Yiming asked, what is that? So black, it doesn't look like a rock. On a patch of empty ground ahead lay a curled-up black mass. Lu Yiming smacked her lips, it must be a roasted wild boar. So pitiful, burned alive. Yun Han sighed. Lu Yiming felt embarrassed, touching her nose, then said awkwardly, it is pitiful, but it smells quite fragrant. Didn't you have enough breakfast? Su Fong laughed. The wild boar was nearly burnt to charcoal, inedible. I was just saying, it is too pitiful to eat. Lu Yimeng replied innocently. Yun Han scanned around and spotted another animal corpse. Looks like a pheasant. Su Fong examined it, gently lifting the roasted bird, revealing a nest of eggs beneath. What a great maternal love, willing to die to protect the young. Lu Yimeng was moved. Crack. Su Fong pressed and cracked one egg, peeled off the gray shell, revealing white and yellow inside. He handed it to the girl, smiling. Want to try? Su Fong, you. Yun Han glared, about to protest. Here, taste it. Su Fong smiled wryly, placing the egg in her mouth, silencing her. No NGO. Yun Han widened her eyes, then chewed, surprised at the flavor, eating faster, finding it tasty. Is it good? Lu Yimeng asked. Try it yourself. Su Fong peeled another egg for her. Lu Yimeng took a small bite, then couldn't stop, raising a thumb, nature's craftsmanship. Cough cough, give me another one. Lu Yimeng said. The last egg, under the insistence of the two girls, ended up in Su Feng's stomach. Yun Han wiped the yolk at her lips, looked down the barren slope, and asked, Shall we go down to see? No, let's go back. Su Fong replied softly. The volcano's surroundings were now only ashes and corpses. But by next spring, when vegetation returned, nourished by ashes, within 2 years it would be restored. Chapter 836, So Fong Truly Dares. Here. Lu Waimong stepped out of the forest. Before her was the familiar thorn fence and the wooden roof of their hut. Finally back, I need a good bath. Van Han looked at her dirty clothes and hands, feeling a bit disgusted. Are you tired? So Fong patted her head. Still fine. Van Han forced a smile. Creak. Lu Wai Thursday pushed the gate open and peered outside. Her face showed joy, as if relieved. She softly said, You are back. Sister, quickly boil some hot water, I and Van Han want to bathe. Lu Waimong said bluntly. All right, come in, how did you get so filthy? Lu Wai Thursday stepped aside to let them in. AI, we met a volcano, not because of the Zhao brothers. Lu Waimong pouted helplessly. A volcano? No one was hurt? Lu Wai Thursday asked anxiously. It is fine, no one was harmed, we just got separated far. Van Han gently assured. That is good. Lu Wai Thursday breathed in relief. No Tin Noyet rushed down from upstairs, quickly asked, You are back? What about the Zhao brothers? Behind her were the Nan sisters and Tai Vai Din, curiosity on their faces. It is a long story. Lu Waimong pretended to be serious. Then make it short. Lu Wai Thursday rolled her eyes. Lu Waimong smiled awkwardly. All right, just that. So it was a volcano, no wonder so many helicopters flew over last night. No Tin Noyet said in sudden realization. Yes, we thought the contest ended, they came to pick us up. Nan Nu Nok also sighed in relief. Now all is well. So Fong said warmly, again patting heads to comfort. Yes. Nan Nu Nok sweetly smiled. I will prepare hot water for you. NK Books. Lu Wai Thursday said and turned to the bathroom. Who? Sit down, tonight I will cook. No Tin Noyet softly said. Van Han smiled, thank you. It is nothing. No Tin Noyet replied and ran upstairs. Meow. Lu Waimong imitated a cat. Cats do not sound like that. So Fong laughed, cleared his throat and made a proper cat call, meow. Nan Nu Nok giggled, covering her mouth, watching them play in the yard. Tea. The shaggy dog ran up, circling So Fong, wagging tail. Good, sit. So Fong ordered. Tea. The dog tilted its head then sat. Good. So Fong stroked its head. Alright, I will get clothes. Van Han turned upstairs. So Fong, want to join? Lu Waimong teased. Dream on. Lu Waimong was stunned, then blushed and glared. So Fong laughed, watching her drag Van Han into the bathroom and lock the door tightly. Just all talk. Lu Wai Thursday shrugged. So Fong smiled, nodded, and led the dog upstairs to feed. In the kitchen, No Tin Noyet and Nan Tan Nok busily cooked. Done. Nan Tan Nok carried wild greens down. So Fong fed dried meat to the dog and sent it away. He turned, Tin Noyet, need help? No, I can handle. No Tin Noyet waved, though less skilled than Van Han, still decent. Then I will arrange seating. So Fong sat. All right. No Tin Noyet smiled, thinking about dinner. Wow, envy So Fong, eating goddesses cooking, I crave it too. Then I give up. No, try harder. Over half an hour later, Van Han and Lu Waimong with wet hair came upstairs. So Fong, you bathe too, I made water ready. Van Han said innocently. All right. So Fong stood, nearly dozing. He took towel and clean clothes, went to bathe. Nearly half an hour later, urged, he reluctantly came out. Eat dinner first, flirting can wait. Van Han called from railing. All right. So Fong combed his wet hair upstairs. In the hut, No Tin Noyet placed seafood soup on the table. 3 neat dishes, 1 veggie and 1 soup. Lu Waimong swallowed. No Tin Noyet sat smiling. Taste it, my cooking should be fine. I will try first. Lu Waimong ate goat meat. So Fong, sit down. No Tin Noyet beckoned. Mum. With full mouth, Lu Waimong muffled, tasty, eat too. Yes, delicious. Nan Nu Nok praised. In the city, she often visited No Tin Noyet's house, many times tasting her cooking. That is because when Van Han cooked I also learned. No Tin Noyet proudly lifted her head. Want to be the third cook? So Fong teased. No Tin Noyet quickly shook her head. No, cooking is hobby, I prefer singing. Haha, no one dares make our goddess cook daily. Van Han joked. Who says not, others maybe not, but So Fong surely dares. No Tin Noyet glared, right? Ha 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 ha. So Fong laughed loudly, indeed he dared. See? No Tin Noyet spread hands, glaring. Eat quickly, or food gets cold. Van Han urged. Chapter 837, Give up, you cannot win. By the small stream in the early morning, So Fong and Van Han were washing their faces. So Fong, what do you want to eat today? Van Han blushed, avoiding his eyes. So Fong smiled and softly said, let us eat kudzu porridge, it has been long. Early in the morning, the two were naturally close. Yes, I thought the same. Van Han nodded. Clack clack. She rinsed her mouth a few times, spat out the water, then stood up gently, I will go ahead. Clack clack. So Fong also rinsed, gave her the towel and bowl, carry these for me, I will train that rascal. All right. Van Han turned upstairs. Come here. So Fong called to the rascal in the rabbit cage. The rascal ran to him, thinking there was food. Sit down. So Fong ordered. Tea. The rascal obeyed. Give me your hand. So Fong gestured. Today is more difficult. He stood and signaled, turn around. Tea. Now, follow me and spin. So Fong guided it to rotate. So Fong, what are you doing? Lu Waimong asked from the window. Training the dog. He answered casually. Van Han explained, he calls it the rascal. Downstairs, So Fong laughed, Lu Waimong was still half asleep. So Fong, is it not tamed already? He smiled, that was only the simplest taming, not enough. She laughed. What, do you want to teach it to talk? If it could learn, even better. He replied. Do not dream in daylight. She scolded playfully, then sat by the stream to wash her face. This is not a dream. So Fong muttered, glancing at the rabbits, thinking of the system, perhaps one day animals could talk. He had tried to communicate by mind, but it never worked. He taught the rascal to spin, then walk on two legs, then on hands, like a pastime. Good, that is all for today, here is your reward. So Fong placed two large salted meat pieces before it. Tea. It licked, then joyfully bit the meat and returned to chew. So Fong, breakfast is ready. No Tin Noi yet called. Coming. He answered. At the table, Luai Mong chewed kudzu, asked, So Fong, what will you do today? Nothing, if bored, we can train again. He laughed. Busy? Busy with what? Luai Thursday asked. Busy plucking your leg hair. Luai Mong teased. You are the one with leg hair. Luai Thursday glared. Have you forgotten the breathing rhythm? So Fong suddenly asked. Everyone was silent, they had indeed forgotten after days of pause. Then let us review today. He sighed. Luai Mong pouted. You promised to persist. He reminded. Did we not stop training? Van Han asked softly. Yes, the martial art can be skipped, but body training is needed. He said gently. All right. She bit her lip, looking worriedly. Then today you all spar with Tay Vai Din, whoever defeats her will no longer train. He suggested. Promise? Luai Mong's eyes lit up. Of course. He nodded. Tay Vai Din frowned, feeling underestimated. Cough, Wai Mong, do not underestimate her, you will lose badly. No Tin Noi yet warned. I do not. Wai Mong said firmly. Vai Din's sister, please go easy, I will cook well for you daily. Van Han smiled, holding her hand. All right. Vai Din smiled. I will just train honestly. Nan Nunak raised her hand shyly, she had seen Vai Din fight So Fong, so she dared not. I also will not, I cannot win. Nan Tan Nak said bitterly. Luai Thursday glanced at Vai Din's strong arms, gave up, I cannot either. Sister, why are you so scared? Wai Mong mocked. Do you want me to hit you? I cannot beat Vai Din, but I can beat you. Wai Thursday snapped. Then I will not spar. Van Han said gently. Do not, Van Han, we must share together. Wai Mong insisted. Sister Mong, I think you will lose. Van Han admitted. It has not begun, will she go easy? Wai Mong grabbed Vai Din's shoulder, whispering. No. Vai Din calmly said. Wai Mong froze, then pouted, shaking her hand pitifully. Ha ha ha. So Fong burst out laughing, now regret was too late. Chapter 838, Martial Arts Tournament. Tay Vai Din stood calmly, as if waiting for Luai Mong to strike first. Sister Mong, use all your strength. Van Han waved her hand to encourage. Otherwise you will lose miserably. What? Luai Mong stomped angrily. Van Han, is this called encouragement? Hee, just do your best. Van Han laughed. Give up, stop struggling. Luai Thursday said coldly. Sister, trust me. Luai Mong bent her arm, showing faint muscles, and said seriously. My strength is great. Oh dear. She looked at her arm, sighed, and murmured. Clearly a few days ago it was still there. All right, let's start. So Fong clapped his hands kindly. So Fong, is this your way of killing time? No Tin Noi yet asked softly. Ahem, don't think of me so badly. So Fong avoided her gaze. You are bad already. No Tin Noyet pouted. I suspect you just want a pastime. So Fong twitched his eyes, realizing the star thought of him as evil. Start, I won't hold back. Lu Waimong said seriously. Ha! Tai Vaidin pursed her lips, that should have been her line. She sighed, beckoned. Come on. Ha! Lu Waimong rushed forward, grabbing Tai Vaidin's arm. Tai Vaidin frowned, stepped back, grabbed her hand. Decide the winner. So Fong said softly. So fast? No Tin Noyet was surprised. Yes. Tai Vaidin replied lightly, then threw her. Lu Waimong flew in an arc, landing on the ground. Ah! She lay stunned, not knowing what happened. Get up. Tai Vaidin turned, reached out calmly. Ah, all right. Lu Waimong grabbed her hand to rise. Nan Nu Nok helped brush off dirt. One move, shameful. Lu Wai Thursday said coldly. I don't know what happened either. Lu Waimong muttered, dazed. I didn't see clearly either. Nan Nu Nok said gently. Lu Waimong shook her head. Not painful. Are you satisfied with this result? No Tin Noyet hugged her neck and smiled. I lost, yet you laugh happily? Lu Waimong pouted. Losing is normal. So Fong smiled. Vaidin is a martial arts champion, did you forget? Ah, seems I did. Lu Waimong laughed awkwardly. She hugged Tai Vaidin's neck gratefully. Thank you for holding back. Start training, it will strengthen the body. So Fong clapped. Okay. Van Han answered sulkily. They lined up in the yard, 6 people in 3 rows, Tai Vaidin leading. So Fong and No Tin Noyet sat chatting, sometimes correcting postures. I can self-learn, no need to train. So Fong said casually. No Tin Noyet twitched her lips, secretly glaring, too narcissistic. Time passed, so Fong corrected breathing rhythm, asking them to practice half an hour more. Last time you said that, then forgot. So Fong pinched the girl's cheek. Van Han blushed. This time I won't. Better so. So Fong laughed. Tai Vaidin wiped sweat, looked at him. So Fong, do you want to join the martial arts tournament at year-end? This year-end? NK Books. So Fong frowned. Didn't you quit? Van Han asked. The tournament has spring and autumn, different value. Tai Vaidin explained. Spring is internal, autumn is global. Oh, I see. Van Han nodded. Which tournament were you champion of? Nan Nu Nok asked curiously. Autumn Youth Champion. Tai Vaidin said softly. So amazing. Nan Nu Nok clapped. So Fong, do you want to join? No Tin Noyet's eyes sparkled. No, I won't, afraid of bullying others. So Fong shook his head. The champion prize is 1 million yuan. Tai Vaidin whispered. How to sign up? So Fong's eyes lit. You changed too fast, blinded by money. No Tin Noyet rolled her eyes. What's wrong with liking money? So Fong shrugged. Yes, you are right. No Tin Noyet laughed. Okay, I will handle registration. Tai Vaidin nodded, glancing at the drone before looking back. Good. No Tin Noyet admired, having influence was convenient. Autumn tournament, right after this one ends? Van Han asked. Yes, just in time. Tai Vaidin nodded. Hee, then your first place may be lost. No Tin Noyet teased. I admire you more and more, Sister Vi. Din. Nan Nu Nok said. Me too. Nan Ton Nok raised her hand. Us too. Van Han added, moved. So Fong sighed inwardly. Vidin's achievements truly made sense. Chapter 839, A Journey Away from Home. After a moment, the familiar simulation screen appeared before his eyes, with the number 10 glowing. Ah. He yawned and sat up from the bed, whispering, time flies so fast. So Fong stretched his back, glanced at No Tin Noyet and the others, all still sleeping soundly. No sister, the therapy works so well. Lu Waimong muttered in her sleep. So Fong smiled lightly, moved softly, took the wash items and went downstairs. After half an hour, the girls woke up, each busy with chores, some washed and dried clothes, some cut meat and cooked, others fed the wild rabbit and the fawn. After another half hour, they sat around the wooden table for breakfast. Not staying any longer? So Fong asked with a smile. Do you not feel restless? Lu Waimong asked with pursed lips. I do not know. So Fong shook his head. Lu Waimong frowned. I really cannot sit still, I want to go out a bit. Alright, then let us go out. So Fong thought and chuckled. Lu Waimong instantly brightened, quickly asked, where shall we go? Anywhere, I also do not know. So Fong spread his hands, everything nearby had been explored. Then let us go farther? Lu Waimong suggested. Farther? How far? So Fong widened his eyes, seemingly grasping her thought. About 3 or 4 days. Van Han hesitated, never leaving So Fong for so long, but leaving the camp was worrisome. Let us go, it is fine. Lu Waimong pulled the girl's hand. So Fong scolded playfully, I have not even agreed yet. You will agree. Lu Waimong stuck out her tongue mischievously. So Fong opened his mouth, realizing he indeed would agree, since resources were limited and to gain more, they had to go outside. See, it is decided. Lu Waimong tapped the table cheerfully. I cannot, I will just stay in the camp. No Tin Noyet sighed, putting down her chopsticks. Yes, Van Han, you can go, we will handle the camp. Nan Nu Nok also stayed. Nan Ton Nok glanced over, gently said, the traps are still in place, no safety issues, and we have a martial arts champion here. I will care for Mao Caw and the brute. Nan Ton Nok added. I will water the garden. Nan Nu Nok followed. We will finish the food for you. No Tin Noyet chuckled. Van Han smiled, then all right. After breakfast we depart. Lu Waimong ate eagerly. So rushed? Van Han frowned, speaking softly, we must prepare properly to go far. Actually nothing needed, just water and spices. Lu Waimong mumbled with a full mouth. Swallow first then speak. Lu Wai Thursday scolded, fearing her sister would spit food over the table. Cluck cluck. Lu Waimong shrank her neck, chewed fast and swallowed. No, we must prepare thoroughly, a little later is fine. Van Han said firmly. All right, I will listen. Lu Waimong thought then agreed. Breakfast lasted more than half an hour. When Nan's sisters washed dishes, the girl started packing. So Fong, I fear no water where we go, I will bring more. Van Han said gently. That is fine. She set down 7 or 8 bamboo tubes, then gathered other things. She muttered while packing, salted meat, bring more, also salt and dry wood. Lu Waimong helped, following her instructions to pack. They busied for another half hour, from clothes to food and sleep, the girl considered everything. Done, now we can leave. Van Han clapped her hands. You look like moving house. Lu Waimong twitched her lips, staring at 3 full baskets. Not heavy, except So Fong's. Van Han smiled, a bit shy. Meat and drinks were in So Fong's large basket, while clothes and ropes divided into the other 2. Let us go. So Fong lifted the basket easily, carried the quiver and bow. Be careful, do not stay away too long. Lu Wai Thursday reminded. Got it, sister. Lu Waimong gestured okay. The shelter is yours now. So Fong smiled, we should be back in 3 or 4 days. Do not worry, we got this. No Tin Noyet patted her chest firmly. I am here. Tai Vai Din said briefly. So Fong nodded, yes, when I return, I will teach you new moves. Great. Tai Vai Din's eyes sparkled. Safety is most important. Nan Tan Nok held Van Han's hand. Yes, but with So Fong, we will be fine. Van Han sweetly replied. Let us go. So Fong took the girl's hand and went downstairs. Be good, watch the house carefully, I will reward you later. So Fong stroked the brute's head, do not slack off. Ta. We are leaving. So Fong waved, pushed open the gate and left with Lu Waimong and the girl. Chapter 840, Sugar Maple. Lu Waimong walked in front, holding a branch sweeping across the water. Sister Mong, you like traveling so much, what kind of boyfriend do you want later? Van Han asked curiously. What kind of boyfriend? Lu Waimong stopped her steps. In the live room, viewers sent a flood of comments. Record the goal, work hard to move forward, marrying Lu Waimong is still possible. You all watched so long, do you not know who Lu Waimong likes? Who is it? Tell quickly, I will treat you to a meal. How can you know without trying? I am skilled at stealing hearts. So you are a master of making green hats, please teach us. Yes, I am also very curious. Van Han pressed further. Lu Waimong bit her lip, secretly glanced at So Fong, then cleared her throat and said seriously, at least he must have looks, talent, a good figure, high EQ, not troublesome, kind, tall around 1 m 9, and most importantly faithful in feelings. If not completely loyal it is fine, as long as he treats me well. What? Not completely loyal is fine? Van Han was stunned, the earlier points were normal, but the last one was hard to accept. So that is it. Van Han sighed in relief. She blurted out, of course it is So Fong. So Fong frowned slightly, gently rubbed her head, and said softly, it is still early to talk about this. Exactly, finding someone like So Fong is the best. Lu Waimong agreed, smiling, I also want a boyfriend like So Fong. In the live room, viewers wailed. The earlier points I could still compete, but the last point like So Fong, I lost completely, sob. Disperse, we cannot joke anymore. Damn, I have money, looks, figure, also tall 1 m 9, without the last requirement I could win. If I wear high heels 1 m 9 can I qualify? Feels like something strange is invading. Such a graduate will be rare. Van Han laughed, shaking So Fong's hand. I do not need, I have you. Van Han answered naturally. So Fong was stunned, this was her first open confession. No, I should not have come, you two spread dog food in my face. Lu Waimong sang jokingly. He. Van Han blushed, quickly waved her hand, enough, stop messing. I am full already. Lu Waimong said pitifully. So Fong chuckled, then do not eat later. Actually I digest quickly, now I already digested the dog food. Lu Waimong said seriously nonsense. So Fong shook his head with a smile, with such a playful girl, the road could not be boring. The three continued forward, this time along the opposite stream bank, looking for something new. Let us see. So Fong said gently. Soon they arrived at the place where mushrooms were found last time, still small. Still too small, cannot eat yet. Lu Waimong said disappointed. You can eat if you want. So Fong replied. Then let us go on. So Fong stroked her head, praising her sensibility. My hair is messy now. Lu Waimong pouted, but her lips curled up, obviously happy. Time passed, they walked farther, the sun leaned west, less than 2 hours before dark. So Fong, shall we stay here tonight? Van Han pointed to an open ground. It was a meadow, cleaner than other places, with many big trees as natural shelter. All right, we are tired, let us rest here. So Fong looked around and nodded. Ah! What tree is that? Why so tall? Lu Waimong pointed to the big trees. Around were towering trees. So Fong looked closely, then smiled, stepping forward. That is a kind of maple, called sugar maple. Sugar maple is a perennial tree, can grow 30 to 40 meters, also called rock maple, belongs to the Acer family. In fact, sugar maple has many varieties, such as sugar maple, silver maple, red maple. Strange, this tree is from abroad, I did not expect it on Huin Noyet Island. So Fong sighed. What can it do? Van Han asked. Its sap can be made into sugar. So Fong answered. Sugar maple is one of the world's 3 great sugar trees, with very high sugar content. Usually after 15 years it can be harvested. One 15-year sugar maple can produce 2 to 3,000 pounds of sugar yearly for 50 years, even over 100. Ah! This tree also makes sugar? Lu Waimong and Van Han were shocked, like palm trees. Of course, and the yield is abundant. So Fong explained. Its sap boiled makes maple syrup, sweet and fragrant, called maple sugar. Main component is sucrose, also fructose and glucose, very nutritious, but different from cane sugar. Among sugar maples, the most famous are sugar maple and silver maple. Other maples are mainly ornamental, like 5-lobed maple, chicken foot maple, 3-corner maple.